Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Alright, before I start the video, just want to go ahead and say I'm back. Alright, I'm back in business. Finally moved in to a new house. So it's been rough, man. The past couple of months have been kind of rough in just setting everything up and moving in. You know, it could be pretty stressful, but we're back in business. We're doing it. Here we are. Let's take a look at AMC because we are inside the point of interest, okay? The volatility zone, the volatility window, whatever you want to call it, the 62-day cycle, small 13-day window that we track every 2 months, all right? That is what we're paying attention to right now. That's what's happening with AMC, right? Because on the previous video I talked about, I said anything in between these little zones, okay, it's a period where the markets tend to trade sideways. They're pretty dry, and I mean this with meme stocks, crypto. Crypto right now is looking to dump. I think that we're getting very close, actually, to a potential reversal in the crypto market. But I'm gonna talk about the cycle here. So let's go ahead and see what AMC is doing, the setup, the volume, all of that good stuff, because there is some correlation here, okay? And I'm not going to go too deep into the whole, the code thing we talked about where we're currently tracking what I believe to be this little section here, right? So the 101, 3 zeros, okay? 101, 3 zeros, and then a potential positive point of interest here. So not going to go too much into that. It's pretty clear. You can see that. I want to talk about the technicals, and I want to talk about the other cycles in the market, what they're doing, and we can kind of compare the two, because when you track other sectors in the market, what other markets are doing, that could be a forecast here with cycle analysis to see if this specific cycle, if it's going to be more likely to be a positive one or more likely to be one that is inverse, okay? So first thing is first. Okay, AMC is currently in an uptrend. Okay, so that is the first thing. Check. All right, not only do we have this micro uptrend setup here, so we're just making higher lows, okay, but we also have a macro uptrend setup. So this, you can call this a triple bottom. You can zoom out, call it a double bottom, whatever. It is also a wedge. It's a falling wedge. Okay. And there's a couple of indicators you can use to see if what this section here, and I went over this on the video on Friday, and I'm just trying to cover everything here in one video. But the spots indicator, okay, we use this to see where we are in the cycle. So in the cycle, you can compare this little section here to what happened back in January. Now, the move here, that is not what we're tracking. We're tracking the volatility. So we have a very similar setup, right? So we look at the weekly chart. This is one of the things I went over, right? We have a fake out here. So on the spots indicator, a blue spot is has a strong correlation for upside, and a pink spot has strong correlation for downside. Now, the interesting thing about the weekly chart is we can see that the smooth curve here and the EMA crossing back and forth, we have a fake out here. So we have a blue spot and then a pink spot. And then it gets rejected, and AMC is just rejecting the pink curve. Same thing over here, but it's a lot smaller, so this is why it's a fractal. So we have a fake out, the initial fake out, and then we have AMC rejecting the pink curve. And then what happens after that? Volatility zone, everything starts to run. So again, I'm not looking at the same levels. I don't want to look at the same levels just yet, because I do think that if AMC runs here, it does have the potential to keep pushing up, up, up. But it's not about tracking if it's going to push to 20 or 30 in 2 weeks, right? Because that is it. Not that it's an unrealistic scenario, but you do have to climb slowly, especially when you're looking at the weekly chart. Okay, weekly chart takes some time to develop. Okay, So that's one. This is one of the indicators we're tracking, right? And again, guys, I don't go too deep into the indicators because I don't believe you need that much. Really, patterns are just going to keep repeating themselves, and that's why we track other markets and look at these reference patterns is what we call it. And we have a pattern scanner. We look at similar patterns in the market to see what other stocks have already done, if the volume is similar, okay? And then you compare those two, the ratio levels. So okay, so that's another thing. The setup is looking good, spots indicator is looking good. Okay, now if we take a look at what the other markets are doing, okay, this is where it's going to get pretty interesting. So we're going to take a look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin, and we are going to compare AMC and Bitcoin. Oh, that was a little fractal. You guys know how we are with the fractals here, what we track. Okay, so what are these two? How are these two different? What are they doing? How are the cycles different here? Okay, so in the past, okay, and on these previous cycles, we have seen Bitcoin and the entire crypto market really use some leverage here for AMC and the meme stocks, right? These don't always tend to go up together unless the markets are ready to take a major dump, and that's exactly what we saw in November of 2021. Okay, things went up here about 2 weeks before together. We also saw it in March, but it was a little bit different. The case was a little bit different here because AMC did go up quite a bit, and this was a big point of interest. So it wasn't just a dead cat. Okay, we had a pretty large push. So the differences between the two charts right now, okay, we have AMC still in a downtrend while Bitcoin's in an uptrend, right? So they're basically trading inverse to each other. So where else have we seen this happen? Okay, we saw this happen in June of 2021. Okay, and prior to the run-up, we had a pretty big crypto dump. Now, the ratios here are going to look very different because Bitcoin is trading in the 60K range, and right now it's trading at about half, a little bit more than half. So, I am anticipating that the crypto market does come down a little bit more, potentially to test right now what is a support level, and you're not going to see it on the weekly chart, but it will be somewhere around that 21K range. That's going to be the first test. Okay, if it crosses below that, Bitcoin has the potential to keep going lower and then cross support and maybe even go into the 15 lower K range. All right, so that is, that's pretty big stuff for the crypto market considering, everything that's going on right now. But with AMC, the leverage part, this is where it's important to look at something like this. Because when you're trading the way you are here in the cycle, the two are going to be looking pretty separated here in the way they're tracking. They're almost inverse, like completely inverse. Okay, we come back here again. Bitcoin is trading up. Here, AMC dump traded sideways. And then right around here, we see Bitcoin dump. AMC starts climbing back up. So the timing, man, the timing here is I like it. I like the timing. Also, we saw Shiba the other day go down like 40%. Doge, all these, pretty big coins dump quite a bit. So you do have to ask yourself, where is this liquidity going? And if you just think that, the markets are, we believe here that the markets have structure, that they are being controlled by higher entity, right? Composite man. And that drives the markets. That's the theory here. That's the analysis and the approach we take with cycle analysis, why everything happens in a cycle. Okay, so these are two major things I'm tracking right now for AMC to start climbing back up. No, I'm not really looking at anything else as far as catalysts go or anything, because at the end of the day, what we track here, there has to be, not always, but there does have to be some kind of catalyst attached to this agenda, right? So whatever happens every 2 months normally has some kind of catalyst that goes with it. We've seen this time and time again. They will use some pretty intense catalyst. If the price is going to run or if it's going to dump, they're going to use some kind of catalyst for that. So this is why, I don't pay too much attention to that part, because we're tracking something cyclical, something that happens over and over and over again. All right, guys, so that is pretty much it, man. I don't want to make this video too long. I think AMC is looking really good, and I'm going to go live this week, so stay tuned for that, guys. If you have not yet subscribed or, done all that good stuff, make sure you do that right now so you can hit that notification bell. I am going to be going live a little bit more often. Also, I am going to be starting a little free trial, man, for the Discord. So if you're interested, just send me a DM on Twitter. I'll set that up for you. You can come in, check it out. If you like it, you can stay. If you don't like it, you can go, right? So we'll leave the video there. You guys take care, and I'll see you on the next video. All right, bye-bye.